Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 5 of Let's Play to Serve as a Soldier House Blackwood, where we're currently pretty much realistically, I'd say this part is going to be the last Bannerlord part, like where we're actually playing Bannerlord. And the next part is going to be the creation of the, I still need to create it, but the creation of the, tier list, and then the, talking about the tier list and going through the elite units, and also then the thing. I haven't actually made create tier list, so that one I'm gonna need to remember to do that. Why would I pull back? Fuck you, game. You ain't my boss. I should know he is my boss, but he's an idiot, so. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because we're level 22 already. I'm pretty sure we're like very close to level 23, which means 24 is really not that far away. Like it's a couple of battles away, and that's it. And pretty much all the last part is going to be comparing units on Bannerlord itself, as well as talking through the tiers and stuff. I already got like I think of it like in my head of like a concrete place where I think they're going to be, and where I think the Blackwoods currently fit in my like idea of a tier list. But obviously nothing's set in stone until that official part, so let's not worry too much. Yeah, Boris serves a lot. It's getting a good amount of stats going, which is lovely. Yeah, he's nearly 24. Like he's a quarter of the way to 24. Like I said, a couple of good fights, definitely going to be level 24. We'll control the cavalry as well, so he doesn't tell me what to do as much.
Under my orders! Cavalry charge!
Yeah, your infantry legitimately, I was going to say sucks. But yeah, no, their top tier infantry is not even that good, so. Like, saying their infantry sucks isn't like an overstatement, or even like being rude. Like, their tier 5 units are as good as their tier 4. They just have slightly better skills, and like as I've said before, like a lot of Bannerlord players don't realize this, but skills for the end, like for your men, don't matter as much as what they're equipped with. So men equipped with really good equipment but low skills will typically outperform, or not even typically, should outperform every time the enemy with also the other unit with less, because they just do more damage. Like they've got better equipment, and that better equipment will counter all of the like positives the less good equipment has you gained. If I could create like 2 units, like one with really bad stats, one with really good stats, and then like have them fight, I would, but I don't actually know how to do that. So like, being able to actually portray that is not going to be the easiest, but like I said, just take my word for it. It's something I've got like the way I back it up is like I say, look at the Night's Watch bowmen. They had their top tier has like a very bad bow, and even with all their skill, their engagement range is so bad. So yeah, I think that's again that's pretty much like my biggest complaint about the Blackwood so far, is that they just don't feel, their units don't feel strong. They feel, I mean, they don't feel the worst. Like it's just their shields aren't the best. Like their shields are very mid. Like the shield we've got here is 310 health, which is 310 health feels a little low, to be honest. Like compared to other lords, or other factions, but at the very least, I don't think it is as low as I think it is. But that's why we compare, and then we can figure it out. But again, that's all for the tier list and stuff. Admittedly, one of the 2 tier lists is going to be very, very easy to do. And there we go. My riding's already nearly at 275. What a Chad. So how close are we now to tier? Okay, yeah. So basically, after like 2 fights, we're nearly the next level, which is perfect. So yeah, this part will be the last part of the normal start of the series, and part 6 will be the the more analytical side. which I am really looking forward to. Also, yeah, just ignore that because we're going to be leaving the Riverlands after this and going to join a different one. One thing I will say is, I will say I really am open to recommendations, but just to let you know, if you do give recommendations, I will be bouncing between every single faction. I won't just be staying with one faction for like at once, because there's one real issue if you do that. The big, obviously, and that issue is essentially if you stick with one faction, you've got a chance to complete the Lord thing. Whereas if you go join a different one, that cancels. That's pretty much my way of looking at it. So this way, Boris will never become a Lord and always stay as a formidable fighter on the battlefield, serving whoever can afford his amazing skills. And like, you know, Lord, like that's like the quote unquote story. Obviously, like ignoring any potential story, like, you know, just showing these troops off. It just makes it so I don't have the issue of, you know, running into anything. And the good thing is, the future ones, like this being the first series, we'll call it season of serve as a soldier, because this is the first season. You know, it is the most rough around the edges, the one that I've really not prepared well. But yeah, I'm thinking. I think the next session or the next season, whatever you want to call it, the next season onwards, should be a lot more succinct and a lot quicker. In like everything should actually have a proper place and be nice. I'll be able to also commit a little bit better to the half a part per troop. Whereas this one, it was like everything's all about leveling up, so it's like just trying to maximize my you know, my use like on the battlefield. Well, I leveled up and then immediately got my shit knocked out, shit rocked. I'd be surprised if Boris loses. Sorry, not Boris. If these guys lose, but yeah, we got exactly what we need to level up, and that's what matters. So generally speaking, the cavalry isn't actually that bad. As I said though, I was very upset with the, and I still am very upset with the spear. Like I feel like that's a very bad spear, and they could do so much more if they had a better spear. The problem is they don't. Can't do more from that, unfortunately. But, yeah. Very unfortunate, but we officially get to become the whole reason we're playing as House Blackwood.
On my orders! Archer, stand apart! Follow me!
So we are officially now a Raven's Teeth.
Bowman! Forward! Move! Forward! Move! Forward! Move! Move!
Now, Raven's Teeth, I've got, like, well, obviously, when we can actually see better, I'll do a better show of this, but this bow is, like... Now, when I was using the Greyjoy snipers, I'm actually going to do a little anecdotal evidence here. The Greyjoy snipers are really good. And they absolutely murdered. They didn't have a unique bow. The Raven's Teeth have a unique bow. And it's a bow that is very powerful. They also have unique arrows, which are called the Raven's Teeth arrows. So in a minute, once we've had this battle, we'll actually go through the Raven's Teeth and look at the massive discrepancy between the Longbowman and the Raven's Teeth. Alright, the only real problem now is dealing with the enemy cavalry.
Keep eye on the enemy!
Unfortunately, our cavalry, or the cavalry of the caravan, is keeping the cavalry away from us.
Bowman! Forward!
Let's move up. Oh, he moved, little shit. see what I mean? Like, the amount of times I'm like way more accurate is legitimately down to this bow. Don't get me wrong, you have to be decent at using it, but for the AI, it's such an extraordinarily powerful weapon. I'll take that out of it. At least I'm now looking like a Blackwood, you know, in my day-to-day. But let's actually, if we look at the actual stats now of the Blackwood troop, so there we go. So this is the longbow marksman. He's got a nice ridge-tipped arming sword. Well, you know, I mean, we could go over the armor first, but let's not. We'll go over the weapon first. So we've got ridge tip, a knightly arming sword. So literally, same weapon as the infantry now, and I'm pretty sure the same weapon the infantry still has. Yeah, a tier 5 sword. Comparative. So it's, you know, talking about 67 and 41 damage to 73 and 42. So that's definitely an improvement. But the bow is where it really is. 88 speed, 76 damage, all the way up to 94 speed, 96 damage. 94 actually 78. Sorry, not 94. It's 94 and 82. 187. Like these, and like the arrows compared to stacked bodkin, there is literally an extra arrow per quiver, as well as 2 extra piercing damage per arrow. And they have an accuracy of 100%, which all arrows seem to do. That's like their equipment alone is tier 6 worthy. Like it's amazing. Like, and then you've got to remember the fact that these guys are actually heavily armored. From a 34 armor to a 49. That's drastically better. Their cape is the same. It's just a special cape. Their helmet is vastly better and also offers body protection. It's legitimately, like, they're so powerful. It's ridiculous. Like, they are easily some of the best, you know, noble archers in the game. If not the best, to be honest. Like, they are just disgustingly good. And, again, anecdotally, you know, we have used, and I've, you know, to prove my point that skill isn't as important as the equipment. If anybody's watching my current series on the Aegon Reborn, the current Aegon Reborn series, you'll know that we have currently given our Reborn elite archers, we've given them the, essentially, they are just dressed, other than the sword, they have fully got their armor and their weapons are Raven Teeth other than the sword. I'm pretty sure they've got a different sword. They are just Raven's Teeth in a very weaker form, because they are actually weaker. They have less skill. They got like 100 less skill. So with that fact in tow, the fact that they still engage at the at a range of 100, like, it's ridiculous how powerful they are. Like, and these are the fully fleshed out noble variety. And I feel like at that point it really does show just how ridiculously OP these guys are. And how much damage they can do, and how much damage they can, like, take as an archer as well. Like, very heavily armored archers are pretty much normally what I make. Like, I can't think of any other, like, extremely heavily armored archer, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Greyjoy snipers were medium armored. Like, they were probably as well armored as, like, a medium troop. Not like Kraken, where, you know, where they're just, like, you know, ridiculously well armored. But no, legitimately, like, it's just, like, they are, I would say that Raven's Teeth are disgustingly good. Like, if you're doing a Riverlands campaign, I'm even going to say this now instead of waiting for the video. Like, if these aren't your archers of choice for a Riverlands campaign, I'd be surprised. Unless you're playing as House Blackwood, in which case that's your own fault for playing a subpar house. But, now, legitimately, this is just a ridiculously overpowered bow, a ridiculously overpowered set of arrows, and the armor itself, while not instinctively overpowered compared to, like, infantry armor, for a ranged unit to have basically well over 50 body and like 50, near enough 50 head armor, it's so fucking powerful. Like, I don't even think the Tully troops are as good. Like, and again, we will compare mostly to will be comparing completely to Riverlands troops because, you know, I will compare a little bit outside of it as well, but for the most part, I'll be comparing within the Riverlands and like to other distinct noble houses to, you know, get a good feel for it. Cool, I hit my friend's shield. There we go. Yeah, legitimately overpowered. And me playing as it really isn't doing them justice because they are so much better than I'm even showing off. They're just ridiculously good. Use my equipment, purchase equipment. You have to be, yeah, reputation 30 to get this, but so good. That's not really a battle worth doing, but that's fine. Hey, look, it's Titos. I could go serve the rest of the campaign in Titos, but I don't see the point. He hasn't earned my trust. To be fair, neither of them have. They're both really fucking good at getting captured, so. Come on, please give me a siege. Again, no real point being involved in that battle. It's a small battle with 500 men. I mean, not worth it. Yes, that's right. Give me a siege to really show how broken this is. And I think what we'll do is we'll end this video around the half-an-hour mark. And then the next part will obviously be the last one. But yeah, no, legitimately very, very happy with how this is going. Like, you know, I feel like even though this is very rough, I feel like I've got, you know, I can nail down the ideas in the next set of, you know, the next one and the next one and the next one. You know, between all of the series, you know, we'll eventually have something, you know, fully pinned down. And also, these guys just look so cool. I always think the back of the helmet looks a little bit like something you'd see from in Gondor, but yeah, I still have to play the Lord of the Rings mod. I know that's very off topic. I'm trying not to be off topic in this series as much as I normally get, but yeah, that is a mod that I have downloaded. I just have yet to actually, you know, do more than a look at a unit. But anyway, the fact I really wish, like, with the Lord had a little bit more Ravens too, so we could really show off how powerful this is. But again, if the AI is going to have only a little amount of them, that's you know, at that point, you know, the show. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. The showcase is the AI are choosing to not help me showcase the unit very well. Yeah, I can't really. There's not really many archers on the walls. And I've overcorrected there, yeah. I will say this bow does take a hot minute to get used to. Because, like, compared to other longbows, it really just, it's like a laser comparatively. I will say it's not as broken as the golden bow was when that came out. Or that got added. That bow was literally just a fucking laser. At some point, our men will go up. You know what? Hey, come on, lads. Let's get up these ladders. Hopefully, that'll get some troops up there to shoot it. Yep. Don't touch my fucking ladder, boy. It's so rude. They keep trying to touch ladders. I like how they're trying to defend from either side, but also, you know, trying to defend from arrows. These guys do not want to go down, do they? There we go. Yeah, sorry I got really focused there. I was just like really in the zone. I really do, as you guys know, I really love being an archer when it comes to sieges. It's just so much more fun than actually trying to go in the siege and fight. Or at least for me. Like, I've always preferred arrows, to be fair. Come on, dickheads, move out of the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not your lord or anything, but like, move out of the way so I can fucking shoot. Well, that's what you get for not moving out of the way, dickhead. You get killed. There we go. How do they do in melee? I mean, to be fair, I would say like they definitely have like melee capability because of their armor, but I definitely would not recommend putting Raven's Teeth into melee. You're just cheapening their abilities then. You know, you could use them for something much better. Gonna keep that because it's worth a lot of money. Right. Say probably 1 or 2 more battles and then we'll call this a part. And in the next part, I'll have everything set up and we'll do a nice little analytical video. Gonna be great. So it looks like we're gonna... I thought we was going to go to Castle Rock to siege, and I was gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why the hell would you do that? The Castle Rock is actually quite undefended. There. Maybe we should have done that. You go from a castle that could have been much easier to siege to a... Oh, okay, there's like 100 people here. Well, if this isn't a perfect siege to end on... sorry, battle to end on, I don't know what is. But let's just make sure all the expensive stuff is equipped. Yeah, the Riverlands helmet is actually worth more than the Frey helmet, so we'll equip that. The Rusty Lannister sword is actually worth less. And make sure to use the milk of the poppy. Right, let's do this. Unfortunately, they have given me nothing to command. So I will simply stay with the 108 archers. They don't have as much cavalry, so again, when they don't have that much cavalry, there is a good chance we can do this. I just don't like that we're pulling back down a hill. That concerns me a little bit. It also concerns me that the majority of our archers look like they're fresh off the boat or like fresh face, you know? Let's sit with the Blackwood boys. That's our cavalry. Okay. That isn't over there, though. 66 arrows. It's a lot of arrows to play with. Yeah, look at the, like... I do love the Raven's Teeth armor. It is just legitimately gorgeous. The enemy is way closer than you'd expect them to be before we start. I like Raven Teeth start shooting. Could be that because they're under the AI's control, they're not, you know, maximizing what they would normally shoot at, but unfortunately, this is where we need to really be effective. We need to make sure we take out the archers, the cavalry as quick as possible. If we take out their cavalry, we take out all of their advantage. Unless it's like last time where they have like a super fucking elite core again. just gonna pull back. It does look like they've got no, they're not like super elite, but it looks like they've got like, you know, lower level troops again, which is nice. It means we might be able to win our fucking final battle. Nope, we're definitely not gonna win unless I pull my thumb out. If I stop missing, we might win, but until no, we're not gonna win. I'm just doing so poorly at taking out the cavalry that I just don't think I've got the ability to take out this many men this quickly. I could try and be aggressive and take out their ranged troops, but oh no, our infantry is actually standing tall. Fair enough. I actually thought we'd lost more, but no, we're doing all right actually. Again, take out their cavalry, and that's like a massive boon to us. Because if they'd have had more cavalry, they'd have deployed them. Like, they'd have been deployed in the first phase. If we could deprive them of their leadership as well, that would be great. Unfortunately, I'm just doing a very bad job of taking out that lord. Unfortunately, I think they've got just a little too much cavalry left. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to take out their ranged units. It would help if I stopped fucking friendly firing as well, wouldn't it? Any arrows I can pick up would be nice. Also, remember I could fucking heal. Alright, there we go. Still need to take out their fucking yeah, their cavalry still being alive is so annoying. We have 20 troops left. Now, unfortunately, the last battle is unfortunately a loss. Unless their ranged troops decide to rout, which I don't see them doing. And I don't have any more milk of the poppies to balloon my health. And they still have a boatload of bolts left, it looks like. "24 kills in the end." Well, final battle wasn't anything good really, but what can you say? There we go. Unfortunately, we've been let go. But unfortunately, guys, yeah, we're not going to be getting there. But yeah, I think that'll definitely, you know, do the end of this one. So, generally, I'm going to give like a quick roundup on like the tree, just how I see it. Currently, before I, you know, like start comparing and everything, I think this is a very mediocre tree. I think, honestly, I think that it'd look amazing. But I think outside of the Blackwood Longbow and the Raven's Teeth, nothing in this army is unique, special, or even good. It's just very middling, very middle ground, and very something, you know, something you just, I just wouldn't like. I wouldn't recommend using like 80% of this troops currently. Now, obviously, we'll go into compare and we'll see how they actually stack up. But at the moment, I'm saying they're very middling. I think they're okay. I think there are definitely issues with them. Like, again, this very long spear. It may be couchable because it's so long. It's got a low thrust damage threshold. Like, it's losing nearly 20 damage, or well, 15 damage, and it's losing over 10, just under 10 speed. That's a lot of stuff for a cavalry, and generally speaking, like I said, these 2 units are amazing. Everything else, very middling, to be honest, so far. But when we get to the actual comparison, the actual thing in the next part, we'll go through it a little bit more then. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please do follow me on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a share. Go to channel membership if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys then.